Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And you've landed on Questions, Coffee, and Cars. We're up to number 157.
Yeah.
If you want to get a question in, how do you do it?
Follow along on Instagram at Motormouth_Andrea. Every Sunday morning, I put a post out asking for questions. Once we gather them, the post is deleted and we start the show.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Any word on when you'll be able to drive the new Honda Passport? Also, any word on what the facelifted CR-V will have? The fact it doesn't have ventilated seats or a 360 camera is really deterring us from pulling the trigger on one.
Wasn't there a U.S. program already for Passport? Didn't
Yes,
the
it's
Americans,
coming.
did they get to drive it already or just look at it?
No, it's coming. I think it's the third week of March. So there are going to be reviews out from American YouTubers.
That's right. They're going to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but we can't, we didn't get invited on that. And unfortunately, Honda Canada, they typically join a U.S. wave and they have very limited spots. So we didn't get that one.
But we're 1 and 2, Andrea. We should be on that.
Two.
Yeah, we should be.
But
in our minds, we're 1 and 2.
We're not. So we may have to wait for the Passport to come out in the press fleet in Vancouver for us to be able to do a review. But you will see American YouTubers have it.
Okay, CR-V, you're very astute and you've been paying attention that because the new RAV4 is coming at the end of this year, other main competitors will do either new models or major refreshes. So the CR-V, maybe not right away, I'm not sure on the timing of it, will get a facelift. What they do to it is all pure speculation, but those are two items that could be added.
So Car and Driver is reporting, and they say that they got confirmation from Honda USA that the CR-V will get a facelift this year, 2026 model year, and Honda will be adding a Trail Sport CR-V for a more rugged look. As for what they're going to add or not add technology-wise, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I agree with you. I think it's a real disappointment that you came out with a brand new model, but you didn't have all of these features. As for the HR-V, you didn't ask about that, but I'll add as well. A facelift is coming for that one. Same thing this year, 2026 model year. The information from Car and Driver, which was confirmed by Honda, is there will be exterior enhancements and technology additions.
Yeah, that's probably the new head unit or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye on this space. We've mentioned it many times. What happens is categories of vehicles get all refreshed or updated or all new models within about an 18-month period. So the market leader is RAV4. CR-V, as Andrea just confirmed, is going to get it for the next model year, which is the same for RAV4. And we have a new CX-5 from Mazda coming. So watch this space. All of the main players, the most competitive segment of the auto industry for passenger vehicles, pickup trucks is something else, will all be getting tweaks, nips, tucks, or all new models. It's going to be good.
Love your channel and reviews. Any thoughts on Ford trademarking to make a four-door Mustang despite the rumors? So
They have one.
There are.
It's called the Mach-E.
If you were to ask Ford this today, they would say, we do have one. It's called the Mach-E. So
Wait a
there
second, is there an echo in there?
So there are rumors, yes, for sure, that a Mach-4 is coming, a Mustang sedan. These are rumors. This hasn't been confirmed by Ford, but you're right. The name was trademarked February 25th, 2025. So we wait and see. There are rumors that there was a dealership meeting and that they were shown some pictures of what it could look like, but who's to know for sure?
This is what's happened in the auto industry. We've all just run away from coupes, which is sad. Because when I was a kid growing up, nobody would be caught dead with a four-door car if you were a young person. You just didn't buy them.
Yes.
And then four-door cars, for whatever reason, took over. And they've been able to make four-door cars look better. Think about the car we have, Andrea, the GTI. The GTI was never sold with four doors.
No.
And then they brought the four-door out, and it quickly took over as the one to get. And then the regular two-door one isn't even sold anymore. It might be in other markets, I'm not sure, but it isn't. The one I'm excited about, Andrea, is from Ford Motor Company, is it called Everest? Which is the Ford Ranger in Australia, because they took the lead lead on engineering because Ranger is the best-selling vehicle in Australia. So Ford Engineering there made that latest Ranger, which we think is fantastic, and they put it back on it, and it looks like a 4Runner. It's a body on frame. Hello, just bring it at a good price. That's all the only thing I want.
Yeah, well, with Ford, there's lots of add-ons, so we'll have to wait and see about that.
But it wouldn't be hard to make it cheaper than a 4Runner, because man, that's expensive.
Well, the 4Runner gas model is priced in Canada at around $58,000, but it's when you get up to the hybrid powertrain that, whoo, you kind of go, wow, that is expensive. Some of you were asking about this Everest, and good news is it is going to come. I think people will be excited about that.
I'm excited about that
one.
Oh, by the way, we're getting Ford Explorer soon because the Explorer we got was the twin turbo 3-liter, the ST, so we're getting the regular one back. So stay tuned for that.
Be good. With the RAV4 refresh coming up, will they also update the Corolla Cross Hybrid as well? The interior is so basic and desperately needs some updates. Love the Canadian perspective in your content. Well, I looked, I kind of Googled. Of course, Toyota's not going to tell us whether the Corolla Cross is getting a refresh, but you're right. I mean, Toyota interiors are very plain, and one of the reasons why the Corolla Cross is plain is because it keeps the price down.
Well, the Corolla's plain. It's a Corolla Cross.
Most Toyotas are plain.
But that's particularly plain.
That's really
But it does
plain.
the job. It gets the job done.
So is a refresh coming? Probably. Has Toyota confirmed that? No. Are there any rumors online? Not really, from what I can see.
Was it 2022 when it came out? I believe it was.
2022.
2022. Yeah. So all you have to do is look at the model cadence. So typically, I'm just trying to think, I'm going to do some quick math here now. So the RAV4 came out in 2019 as a 2020 model.
Yeah.
So that's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So in the seventh year, they brought out an all-new model, and halfway through they did a little nip tuck. So let's go 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, you're probably right. It is kind of ready. So that's what you do. You look at when models were brought out, and then halfway through, roughly, is when you think they'll do a refresh on it.
And there are pictures of the Corolla Cross from Thailand that did get a refresh. To me, it looks like exterior tweaks, so not sure about the interior. Will it have a different screen? Will they go with the same? I don't know. But also, it'll be interesting to see.
Because they also had that CHR, remember?
Yes.
The CHR, which the thing is that the vehicles have the same name, but they're different vehicles in other parts of the world. For example, you know, the HRV is based on the Fit in Japan,
right?
And we get the one based on the Civic. So just because it's the same name doesn't mean it's the same car.
Interesting thing about that CHR is during COVID, when you couldn't get any cars, we were at a Toyota event and they were like, oh wow, the CHR is really selling. It's up this much. And I think it really came down to the fact that you couldn't get a car. And so they were like, you get to the dealership and they say, yeah, how about a CHR?
What they did was people came in and they said, I'm looking for a RAV4 or I'm looking for a Corolla Cross. And they go, yeah, you can't get one of those. But look, right over there is a shiny new CHR. And it was one of the vehicles, I can't remember who did this study, with the lowest owner satisfaction. Like people bought it and they didn't like it. I never liked it.
I never liked it.
It kind of was,
it was supposed weird looking.
It was originally designed and shown, I remember seeing it at one of the major auto shows, might have been Detroit, where it was shown as the Scion.
Yeah.
Under the Scion brand. And then they folded that tent and went home. And then they go, oh geez, we got this vehicle, what are we going to call it? And they brought it in as a Toyota. And
let us know if you liked that one, if you owned one. I'm curious about that. Not a car question, but what kind of coffee are you guys drinking? Latte, mocha, drip? You always make it look so good. I always like an Americano. However, I'll do drip coffee too. I think for me, it's all about dark roast.
We do drip coffee every morning, a big ass pot of coffee. I have the biggest coffee mug.
He does. It's one from Texas that we bought, and it's giant. I did get one too. He has a red one. I have a brown one, but I found it too heavy for the morning, so I went back to my old mug.
Saves me going to the gym, Andrea. The thing is, it's the size of Texas, this mug. So we love our drip coffee. So I have an Americano as well. Andrea puts a little tiny bit of the sweetener in it. I just do a little bit of non-fat milk. We're simple. We like our strong. I like my coffee to taste like coffee. I don't want it to taste like dessert.
No, I like the taste of coffee. Also, I drink green tea as well. Love that. Hey, it's all about the antibiotics.
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants.
It's not working for the brain.
So
I take that back, Andrea. You're just fine over there. Look how
think I'm
fine you are.
fine.
Look how fine you are over there. Drink more of that green tea.
green tea, and I also drink green tea and ginger, because that's good for you.
I thought you were going to say green tea
Not
with
antibiotics.
I thought you were going to say
antioxidants.
green tea and gin. No, that would be a recipe.
Green tea and gin. I do drink gin too. Hi guys, love your channel. We're also Vancouverites. One of these days we're bound to run into each other. I would think so. We do speak to a lot of viewers from Vancouver, obviously, on the street. We walk into a coffee shop and they
go,
look
Norm
at us
from
and,
Cheers.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. The question is, what are the chances we'll see BYD EV sold in Canada? I'd love to see some more options.
I would put that chance right now at 0.
Zippo.
So if you're not following along, the U.S. put 100% tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, not on Chinese-made cars, because the Buick, what is it called?
The Envision.
The Insight?
Invista.
No.
Which one are you talking about?
The Chinese-made Buick is the Insight.
No, that's Honda.
No, no. See, you can't even remember. Buick and their stupid name.
No.
No, Envision. Envision is from China.
Envision is made from China.
Okay.
But there's so many different ones. One's made in South Korea.
Yeah, that's the other one you mentioned, the Insight. Okay, I'm terrible with the Buick names. I can never remember them. So cars are made in China and then brought into North America. If they're not electric, that's fine. If they are electric, the United States imposed a 100% tariff, and Canada followed suit. So it really is not financially viable for them right now. And I don't think we're going to see anything. They're sold in Mexico, but we're not going to see anything here.
I don't think it's coming here. I think they look great. You are right. It's nice to have different options, of course. We were at the Japan Mobility Show.
We saw them.
Had a massive display.
But we saw them also. We were just in Spain.
Yes,
I saw them on the road there.
But it was all of the new technology that they have. I mean, BYD has done a great job, but it's made in China, so I doubt very much it will be coming here. Our daughter is looking for a new car. She's interested in the Chevy Trax and Toyota Corolla for around the same price point. Which would you recommend for her? She lives in Tennessee, so driving in snow isn't a huge concern. For the Trax, it looks like the LT might be the sweet spot, but I'm concerned about reliability. Would it be worth it to spend up for the Corolla Hybrid? Is there another car you might suggest?
Well, I think spending up for the hybrid is a good way to go. If you're going to buy one, it's a little bit more. You're going to save fuel. Tennessee fuel price is probably not that high. It depends how long you're going to keep this car, right?
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
You know what? Even if you are keeping it for a shorter period of time, you're always going to have better resale value with the Corolla or the Corolla Hybrid. And Consumer Reports recently released another study that they did, and we've got that coming up actually next week. So stay tuned for that. We're going to drop a video. Oh,
it's because we tape these in advance. It's 2 days.
The next day.
Is it the next day?
Yeah, it is going to be the next day.
Oh, yeah, so tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Well, they rated the Corolla as well as the Corolla Hybrid like top of the list for Toyota, for vehicles, for reliability. So I would say definitely I would go.
Yeah,
I would go with the Corolla.
To that study, they did point out that Buick had one vehicle that was on their recommended list, and it was the twin to the Trax, which is called the Insight. What's it called again?
No, it was the Envision.
That's
it wasn't. No, but this isn't to the Trax.
So the Chinese-made one was the high-quality one.
Yes.
I was pretty sure it was the other one. Anyway,
Envision was the high quality. The Envista is equal to the
See,
Trax.
the Buick names are totally confusing. All right, so back to the point I was making. Depends how long you're going to keep it. If you're going to lease it, if she just wants to lease it for 3 or 4 years and have a car payment and have, you know, a car that you can just move on to and get another one, then I would definitely highly consider the Trax. It comes with a lot of great technology and features and is much nicer on the inside than the Toyota. So the other one to consider, and the one I would choose is not on your list, is the the Honda, man, the names today, I'm losing it. We flew all the way to Spain last week and came back, and my brain is still scrambled with the jet lag. Isn't yours?
Yeah, I am too. We feel kind of like our equilibrium is off and we're not as quick as we usually are.
Yeah, all right. So that's why we're not invited with Honda, because we're not number 1 and number 2. Okay.
We're not so quick.
We're not so quick.
Yeah.
So it's the Honda Civic Hybrid. If it was my choice and I was buying a little compact car to bomb around with, that one would hands down be the one I would choose.
Look, while I love the Honda Civic Hybrid, it's expensive. It sounds like you're looking for value with the price point. You're looking at the LT model as well for the Trax. I think your daughter, when it comes to technology and the way the Trax look, she probably will prefer it. I think that the Corolla interior, super boring. But it
a little
depends.
frumpy, right?
Yes. I always say to people, it depends what drives you. Are you driven by fuel economy? Are you driven by reliability? Are you driven by resale value? That's where Corolla is going to cover you in that area. If you're driven by something that looks great, an updated interior, all that extra tech, ease of use also with the screens, I think that the Trax is kind of a fun one. It actually handles really well.
By the way, Trax sales are just killer. They're monster out there. They can't make enough of these things. So a lot of people are voting with their wallet and getting them. So go and drive them. Pick the one you like. If you're just going to lease it, if you want to keep the payments down, you might want to lease. And then after 3-4 years, if the Trax has been great, you might want to consider buying it. If not, move on.
And you know, some people will write and say, I can't believe you're recommending the Trax. We like the Trax. Does it have some reliability issues? Yes, it does. It depends who you talk to. Some owners will say, I love it. I haven't had any problems. Others will say, don't get the Trax. So it's got to be up to you and what you really want. Hey guys, last time you suggested to put our name on both the NX 450H Plus, which is the plug-in hybrid, and the RAV4 Prime, also plug-in hybrid. Now, after 9 months, Lexus called and told us our car is coming by the end of March. How awesome is that? So, what's your idea about the extended guarantee, road hazard, and paint protections? Do you recommend them? We usually are using the car in the city and maybe less than 10 to 12,000 kilometers per year.
Save your money. I'm just not a big fan of these things. The one thing, the paint protection and stuff like that, listen, you don't need to do all of that. Where do they live? Do we know?
They didn't say, no.
The only thing I would think of is if you live somewhere like Calgary or Edmonton where they put all that, or in the prairies where they put all that grit down on the road, you can't get stone chips and stuff in the front of your car. So what I would suggest is the wheel protection package sometimes is worth it. If you're not that good at parallel parking and you scrape your wheels, that one can be worth it. But just remember, it has a limited time on it. We bought this for an Audi years ago.
We did.
And I thought, well, I'll get all the wheels fixed before we sell the car. And then I went to see them and they said, oh, that was only good for 36 months. And I'm like, so there went $700.
And then things like, you know, you ding your windshields. That is going to be a deductible. So depending on what the cost of your deductible is, I think it comes down to price. We never get them. We did get the wheel package one time just because we parallel park all the time. I don't think we really need the wheel package. We just go without and we deal with them as a one-off as it comes.
So this car is our main car, and we've never done any of the protection packages or anything on it. What we did do, and I will do again for all of our new, especially when they're brand new, is get them ceramic coated. It's expensive. It's not cheap. For that car, I'm not sure where you live, it's going to be $1,000 to $1,500 bucks. So it's an expensive thing, but I really like our GTI is ceramic coated.
Yeah.
Man, the water and the dirt just runs off it.
Same with this.
Yeah, this one's really good too. So I would suggest that might be something you might want to invest in.
And we're going to do it with the MX-5 when it comes out of hibernation over the winter, and we'll get that done too. Should we do a quick one?
You always say they're quick, and you always say just one more. So you go for it, Andrea.
My question
And have I told you how fine you look over there today?
Thank you, Zach. Wow.
And
Flattery gets you everything.
Oh, yeah.
My question is, I have seen that the UK has the plug-in hybrid Honda CR-V. Do we think that car will come to North America to compete with the likes of the RAV4? Well, I say never about a plug-in hybrid, but Honda seems to be focusing on hybrids at this time, so who's to know?
They're too expensive. Like, you just think about that RAV4 Prime. I mean, the previous question was about the Lexus, but at least you're getting a Lexus.
Yeah.
Like, it's so expensive. And I just think, I've been saying this for years. The best return on your investment is a hybrid.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry is not that high because you've just got to spend a little more money to get the hybrid. Back to the question we had, it's all coming together now. This whole question's coffee and cars.
Yes.
The question we had about the Corolla versus the Corolla hybrid, I think in the US it's like, I think it's less than $1,000 to get the hybrid. So spend the money and get the hybrid. You save money right away.
Yeah.
And with the CR-V, I think it's maybe even a better driving car than the regular gas one. It's quieter for sure.
Yes.
And you save right away, and you don't have to make that massive jump to get the plug-in element.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And, you know, it's interesting. Recently, I've had a couple friends reach out. They want to buy a new car. I love our son, Charlie, is like, he's friends with their children their kids.
His friend's mom.
And he's like, watch my parents' video. So anyway, she did, and she loved them. And she ended up deciding, interestingly enough, she started with the Mazda CX-50 hybrid. And when they went to the dealership, they found it small. They found it to be a little bit louder because it does use the Toyota hybrid powertrain. And you know what they decided on?
What did they decide on?
They decided to go with the CX-70 inline six with the mild hybrid system, the 48 volt, because they found it felt more refined and they loved the interior design. And, you know, I did explain to them there have been some issues with it, but her boyfriend used to own a Volkswagen, so he's used to reliability.
Your heart wants what your heart wants. I'm more in their camp where I buy what I like.
Yeah.
I'm not, I mean, my biggest calculation for cars isn't reliability, it's resale value. I always buy cars that I know are going to hold their value. And in the last 3 cars that we've sold, I've sold them for more than I paid for them. Now, one was an air-cooled 911.
Yes.
That's
a little different.
That's a little different. One was a
Yeah.
Toyota Tacoma pickup.
Yeah.
During COVID times.
Always good.
Did well with that one. And what was the last one? There was another one we sold, and our friend Brian says, "Oh man, you just like you always do well when you sell your cars." But I buy cars that I know are unique and different, and I buy what I like. So that's not a bad way to go.
We always buy what
for
we like.
our sons' friends' parents.
You know, it's interesting, this Consumer Report survey that's coming out tomorrow on the channel. Guess what the most reliable Mazda is?
It's the Miata.
Yeah, MX-5, which
He
makes
just blew it.
sense,
They're not going to
doesn't it?
tune in tomorrow.
Of course they're going to tune in.
Because all the
'cause there's
Mazda
lots
fans
of
will be
other
like,
things.
I don't need to watch now. Hey, well,
Oh,
you
no.
want to tune in to find out what the least reliable Mazda is. So there you go. That's the hook for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Andrea, we were all done. We shot way over our usual 20 minutes thanks to just one quick question. But boy, you're looking good today. So that's all that
Wow,
matters.
thank you. This is what Zach always does when somebody pays a compliment. No, stop. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Apparently
Anyway,
that was, somebody told me it was a Carson thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I believe that.
I got that from Mike Reno, the lead singer of Loverboy.
Yeah.
Loving every minute of it. Everybody's working for it.
Stick to your day job.
Yeah, so I was talking to Mike Reno, and I paid him a compliment. He goes, no, stop. But then I did it on a video here,
Yeah.
and they said, no, that was a Carson
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I remember that. Carson, yeah.
There you go.
I remember the days of Carson.
So,
anyway, if you want to
Carson, I'm not doing that. Anyway, we're done here. How do you get a question in?
follow along on Instagram at motormouth_Andrea. Every Sunday morning, I put a post out on Instagram asking for questions. Once we gather the questions, the post is deleted and we start the show. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye-bye.